and I'm looking at December 2023. December 2023, question number 5C. Question number 5C. December 2023, question number 5C, and I would want to look at regression and correlation. Regression and correlation. That is topic number 4 and topic number 5. Correlation in QA is topic number 4. Regression is topic number 5. Topic number 5. Remember, the subject is quantitative analysis. The subject is quantitative analysis. Quantitative analysis. All right. So if you allow me, I'll be able to introduce regression first, where we mentioned that regression is a statistical model that is used to develop equations of the form y equals a plus bx. That is used to develop equations of the form y equals a plus bx, like that. Of course, later on, we shall be able to introduce what we call the multiple regression equation. This is basically the simple equation, what we call linear function, the linear function. All right. And then remember that this y is what we call the dependent variable. It is what we call the dependent variable. This is what we call the dependent variable. Then we have x. X is what we call the independent variable. Then we have b. B is the gradient. And a is the intercept. A is the y-intercept, or just the intercept, like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the years that I've marked CASNEB exams, for the years that I've been leading teams, in this case, to mark CASNEB exams, I know normally where students go wrong. In most cases, you will be given two variables. You'll be given variables like which ones here. You'll be given two variables. Variables like which ones here. Let me just demonstrate. You'll be given two variables like which ones here. You'll be given two variables like this. So you will be given here, for example, sales as a variable, which keeps on varying. Of course, sales has never been constant. Sales will keep on, this case, you're doing what? You're fluctuating. So you'll be given sales, all right, variable, and then we'll be given, in this case here, versus advertising. Advertising cost as well can never be constant. This year you're putting in like 10 million into advertisement, next year 15, another year 8. So it will be variable. So it's a variable cost. So if you're told in this case here to form an equation capturing the two variables, such that one must be y and the other one must be x. Very many students will confuse between the two variables, and then they end up getting a 0 in the entire question. They end up getting a 0 in the entire question. If you miss out this, you will get a 0 totally. Now, here you will have to really look at the responding variable, the one that responds to the other. So let me just put this question to you. Is it true that advertising cost depends on sales? Or is it the other way around? Which one do you think depends on the other? Which one do you think responds to the other? Which one do you think responds to the other? Which one do you think responds to the other? Which one do you think responds to the other? Ladies and gentlemen, what I know, if we are aggressively advertising, like RCM College, we aggressively advertise. The moment you aggressively advertise, then sales will have to grow. Sales depends on advertising. Thank you very much, Sabrina. So it is sales depends on advertising. Sales depends on what here? Advertising. And therefore, sales is the dependent variable. Sales will be the dependent variable. Sales will be the dependent variable. And then we have advertising. Advertising will be now on the other side of the coin. So now in this case, the advertising cost will become independent. Sales will become what here? Independent. Remember, dependent variable is always your Y variable. Dependent variable is always your Y variable. And then we have an independent variable. Independent variable will be your what here? Will be your X. Will be your X. Will be your X. So always remember, dependent is Y and the independent is X. Dependent is Y and the independent is X. I don't know whether you guys have been able to write up to here. The moment you write up to here, can you kindly put your thumbs up like this? Please put up your thumbs like this. Or you simply write there Y for yes. At least Cynthia has been able to put her thumbs up. Or you write there Y for yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How about this one? This one, I'm 100% sure you guys will be able to get this right very well. If, for example, you are given here amount of rainfall amount. So you're given here rainfall amount. You are given rainfall amount versus output of maize in Kitale. Output of maize in Kitale. Output of maize in Kitale. In Kitale. So in this case, I think rainfall amount should be Y. Rainfall amount will be Y. Is there anybody who has some contrary opinion? Rainfall will be Y. Rainfall will be Y. Or is there somebody who is agreeing with me? Is there anybody who is agreeing with me that if you're given these two variables, then automatically rainfall will be Y? Sabrina is saying no. Sabrina is saying no. Sabrina is saying no. Who else in this case is saying no like Sabrina? Who else is saying no like Sabrina? Who else is saying no like Sabrina? Who else is saying no like Sabrina? Thank you so much, Rispa. Rispa is telling me that Mwalimu, you know what? I mean, the maize, the output of maize, all right? The performance of maize, how this maize will perform on the ground will really depend on rainfall. So you must establish the dependence relationship. Which one depends on the other? The moment you confuse there, then you get 0 in the entire question. So which one depends on the other? The one that depends on the other is the output, which depends on rainfall. So automatically, then the output here will be Y, and then the other one automatically will be what here? X. Will be X like that. Will be X like that. So then are we together up to here, ladies and gentlemen? Are you able to understand that concept really? Are we able to understand this concept? Because if we are not able to understand that concept, then we will not be very good with this regression. The examiner will always get us on the wrong footing and they will always sweep us off to our fails. So up to there, are we together? Sabrina is saying, great. Great, we are together there. Then, ladies and gentlemen, once you are together in this, you have finished this syllabus here. We have finished this syllabus here. Because really then, I mean, if we know that regression is used to ascertain equations of the form y equals a plus bx, then to get b, which is the gradient, we normally talk of n, summation of xy minus summation of x, summation of y, all over n into summation of x squared minus summation of x downward here squared like that. So we start first of all by getting that gradient. We start by getting this gradient. We started by getting this gradient, and I would want us to write this question down. That's December 2023, question number 5C. December 2023, question number 5C. Please try getting it. We have age. We have age here. Try getting it. We have age 135. 135. 8, 7, 12, 8, 7, 12, 8, 7, 12, 8, 4, 8, 4 like that. And then we have a repair cost. We have repair cost. So repair cost, what do we have here? What do we have here as our repair cost? What do we have here as our repair cost? So repair cost, the first one is 70. Then we have 140. Then we have 230. 230. Then we have 350. 350. 300, 570. 300, 570. 350, 200. 350, 200. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly give me a signal once you are able to write up to here. Please give me a signal once you are able to write up to here. Give me a signal. Give me a signal once you are able to write up to here. Give me a signal. Great. At least Sabrina is saying yes. How about the other ninjas? Great. Sarah is saying that's fine. That's fine. So unfortunately, I will have to rewrite my table because of the size of my board. The size of my board dictates that I have to start writing up a little bit. So we have here age versus repair cost. Versus repair cost. So we have here 1, 3, 5, 8, 7, 12, 8, 4, 8, 4, 8, 4 like that. And then of course we have now the repair costs, corresponding repair costs. So the corresponding repair costs, what do we have here? The corresponding repair cost, I have 70, 70, 140, 230, 350, 300. Then we have 570. Then we have 350. Then lastly, we have 200. So they have told me to get a regression equation. The very first thing that I will have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to establish between this and this, which one is the y variable? Which one depends on the other? If I get it wrong there, then I'll get 0 in the entire question. According to your understanding, which one between age and repair cost will be the y variable? Which one depends on the other? Which one depends on the other? Thank you. Rispa has an argument there. I don't know whether everybody is able to agree with her that in this case here, repair cost depends on age. Repair cost depends on age. Repair cost depends on age. Is there anybody who has some? Gideon that is saying age. I don't know why. No, Gideon. You know, gari ikiwa mzee, gari ikiwa imekaa zaidi, maisha mengi, maisha marefu, then the repair cost will automatically be high. If in this case here, vehicle is brand new, then the repair cost will be very minimal. So repair, the number of times I'll be going to the garage will really depend on the age of the vehicle. Of course, there could be other factors, but of course, age is a bigger factor. So repair cost depends on age. And the dependent variable automatically goes to y. The dependent variable, which in this case is the repair cost. So the repair cost goes to y, and then age in this case here goes to x. If you look at most of the semesters, so many students think that whenever they see a table, they simply take this one to be x and this. No, it's never obvious like that. We must make some argument. Which one depends on the other? Like here now, repair cost in this case here depends on the age. So this is very important for us. Ladies and gentlemen, once I've been able to know that, then I'll come and remind myself the formula of getting B. The formula of getting B. I'll come and remind myself. So is there somebody who can share the question with Joyce? I would really be glad. If we can get somebody who can share that question on the WhatsApp group. I know you guys have that question. Please help our dear sister Joyce here to also get a question. So remember, you're getting this class, ladies and gentlemen, from RCM College. For those of you who have never seen this face before, my name is Dr. Joshua Aura. I teach at RCM. I happen to be privileged at the moment to be the principal at RCM. So for those of you who want to register with us for our virtual classes, please do not hesitate calling us. So call us here. This is our number, 0719-525,000. 0719-525,000 is the RCM's phone number. So remember, what are we doing? We want to get the value of B. So to get the value of graded, first of all, because they have asked us to give them the regression equation, to get B, we normally take n sum of xy minus sum of x sum of y. All over n sum of x squared minus bracket sum of x squared. You must cram that formula. So you must introduce two additional columns. To be able to get B here, you must introduce two additional columns. This column for xy and this column for x squared. So you need a column for xy and you need a column for what here for x squared. So xy means you're multiplying. So 1 times 70, this gives me 70. How about 3 times 140? Can somebody give me 3 times 140? 3 times 140. You guys must give me these values. 3 times 140. So that gives me what figure somebody, so they can get a chance of finishing the entire. Chitechi Laura, 420. Thank you so much. 420. And then we have here 5 times 230. 5 times 230. 5 times 230. 5 times 230. $11.50. Thank you very much, Laura. So this is $11.50. And then we have 8 times 350. 8 times 350. Somebody please help Laura here. It's good we move together, all of us. 2,800 from Joyce. Thank you so much. So 2,800. From there, we have 7 times 300. This gives me 2,100. 2,100. The next one is a bit tricky one for me. These you have to help me. 12 times 57. Today, you guys are very nice because all of us are really contributing. All of us are really contributing, which is very good. So we have here 12 times 570, 6840. So we have here 6840. Then we have 8 times 350, 8 times 350, 8 times 350, 8 times 350. What do we have here? 8 times 350, 8 times 350, 8 times 350, 8 times 350. Most gentlemen are not really giving me answers. Most gentlemen are not participating, which is very sad. Very sad. I like when I see all the students participating, then I'll be able to give them very many great revision classes. So Sarah gives me 2,800, 2,800. And then lastly, we have 4 times 200. This gives me 800. 4 times 200 is 800. How about the column of x squared? So simply use your calculator there. So 1 squared, this gives me 1. 3 squared, this gives me 9. 5 squared, this gives me 25. 8 squared, this gives me 64. 7 squared, this gives me 49. 12 squared, this gives me 144. 8 squared, this gives me 64. 4 squared, this gives me 16. So are we in agreement about those numbers, all of them, or is there any that I've messed up? Are we in agreement about those numbers? Are we in agreement about those numbers? Are we in agreement about those numbers? Or is there any number that I haven't gotten right? Sarah has confirmed, yes. Thank you so much. So then we need now the summations. So I would need the summation of x here. I would need the summation of y. I would need the summation of xy. summation of xy, and then lastly, I will need the summation of x squared. So can we have ninjas doing different ones? Let's start with sum of x. Sum of x, sum of x. Can somebody in this case here add here first? Tell me what are we getting for summation of x? What are we getting? So from Kevin, thank you very much, Kevin. We are getting 48 for summation of x. Remember, there's a shortcut of getting these numbers using your calculators direct. I'll show you the shortcut as well. I'll show you the shortcut of getting these numbers direct. How about the summation of y? Do we have anybody who could be having the summation of y? 2210. 2210. So this is 2210. How about the summation of xy? Can somebody give me that summation of xy? Summation of xy down here. Summation of xy down here. Anybody who could be having this answer? Summation of xy down here. What do we have? Summation of xy down here. Summation of xy. xy 16,980. 16,980. Can someone else in this case here confirm what this great sister of ours is giving us is correct? Yeah, somebody has confirmed 16,980. And then lastly, we need this summation of x squared. Lastly, summation of x squared. So summation of x squared, are you able to give me the answer? That's not a very hard one. Summation of x squared is not a very hard one. That I should be able to get. That I should be able to get. That really. So according to Kevin, it is 372. We want another student to confirm that this 372 is correct. This 372 is correct. I would want another student to confirm. Gitari has confirmed. Thank you so much. So then please go ahead and do proper substitution here. Give me the value of b. Give me the value of b. So to get b, I have n, the number of data points. Remember, a data point on a Cartesian plane, a data point is normally defined by x1. Like now we have this is data point 1, x and y coordinates. So this is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. So our n is 8. Our n is 8. Our n is 8. Our n is 8. I'm plugging in here. So 8 times sum of xy. Sum of xy, we have it somewhere here. Sum of xy, we have it here. It is 16,980 minus sum of x divided by sum of y. Sum of x is this one, 48, times sum of y. Sum of y is 2210. 2210. All over, in this case here, we have n again, n which is 8, times summation of x squared. Summation of x squared, don't take this x here. Don't take this sum of x squared, no. Summation of x squared, we were able to do it ourselves by the side and we added, which in this case here gives us 370 what here? 372. 372. Minus, now check what we have here in brackets. We have summation of x. So into summation of x here is 48. We close like that squared. We close like that squared. We close like that squared. Now from there, ladies and gentlemen, please you move slowly. Slowly like a chameleon here. Tortoise, I mean, like a tortoise. Get the value of the numerator for me. Is there somebody who is able to give me the numerator value? Numerator value, take 8 times 16,980 minus 48 times 2210. Then you give me the numerator first. I write it here. You give me the numerator, I write it down. You give me the numerator, I put it down. So what is the value of our numerator? So according to RISPA, it is 29,760. It is 29,760 divided by, how about the denominator? We will take 8 times 372 minus 48 squared. Now you give me the denominator. Give me the denominator. I can see RISPA again has given me a number there. So I want to know whether the other students are following by also getting their responses. Their responses. The other students, are they also having their own figures? Could be the same as what RISPA has given us, or even a contrary figure. 672 Sarah has confirmed. Then go ahead and give me the quotient. Go ahead and give me the quotient. So you take this, divide by this. You give me an answer, 4 decimal places. I would prefer 4 decimal places. I would always prefer 4 decimal places for accuracy. For accuracy, I want, unless it is coming to exactly 2 decimal places, but if it has got other decimals, then please round them off to 4. 4 decimal places are sufficient. They suffice. 44.2857. 2857 like that. So this is the value of B. 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 And once you now get the value of B, getting A is as easy as a walk in the park. When I'm walking in the park, that is the easiest thing ever to do. So to get A, we normally take summation of Y minus B, summation of X, divided by N. To get A, we normally take summation of Y minus B, summation of X, divided by N. So do we have all these parameters? Oh, yes, we do. So our A will be equal to summations of Y that we happen to be having here, which is 2210. So summation of Y is 2210 minus B, which we have here, which is 44.2857 times summations of X. Summations of X is 48 divided by our number of data points. Our number of data points, they are 8. So again, here you go slowly and they give me the numerator. Go slowly and they give me the numerator here. So is there somebody who is able to give me the numerator for getting the value of A? So numerator, what are we doing to get the numerator? To get the numerator, we are taking here 2210 minus 44.2857 times 48. And then you should be able to give me the numerator, somebody. What do we have there as the numerator? So A will be equal to A will be equal to who? A will be equal to, I will simply want first of all the numerator of A. So it will be 2210 minus 44.2857 times 48. First of all, you write that separately. You write that separately. So I'm waiting to hear from you, Kevin. Thank you very much. 84.2864. 84.2864. So that's from Kevin. Divided by N now, which is A. So can you kindly give me the value of A? Are you able to give me the value of A? Are you able to give me the value of A? Is there somebody who can now give me the value of A? Yeah, 10.5358. 10.5358, like that. 10.5358, like that. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, whether we are together. Are we really together with all of you? Please try responding there. Why? For yes. I'm among those teachers who don't like wasting students' time. Always like making contributions. I always like helping. So now I realize I'm not able to help. Would rather have the class ending than being, or rather even, you know, when students are not able to follow and they're asking questions, that also motivates the teacher. But now if you get a class where people are not asking questions totally, they're not telling you figures, they're not even, telling you whether you're together, then that class is not a very, very good class. That's a hostile class. That's a hostile class. So I want to know whether from all of us, whether we simply mention there Y for yes, or no for N for no. If you say N for no, then that's good enough. Yeah. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, then we should be able to come and write the regression equation. We should be able to write what we call the regression equation. So regression equation. So remember that our regression equation is y equals a plus bx. So my y will be equal to a that we got here, which unfortunately I have wrapped. But I remember it was 10 point something. I remember it was 10 point something. I remember it was 10 point something, 10.5358. 58 plus b, which is 44.2857 x. Remember, the regression equation gives us the connections between the dependent variable and the independent variable. So we must reach there. Once we reach there, then we have answered the first question. We have answered the first question. We have answered the first question. And remember, in this first question, or rather the second question, they want us to interpret the meaning of the coefficients. The meaning of the coefficients. Remember, all these are repair costs. But if you remember very well, this A is the fixed cost now. The one that does not depend on X. It doesn't matter the age. So we have two types of cost here. Then this one here, so fixed cost. So A is 10.5358, which is the fixed cost, 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 which is the fixed cost. And then, of course, we have B. B is 44.2857, which is the variable cost. Ladies and gentlemen, remember generally our total cost C equals Vx plus F. Total cost C equals Vx plus F. Vx plus F. The one that has got X here is what varies. So this is variable cost. And the one that is independent of X is what we call fixed cost. They can be rearranged in an exam, but whenever I see this one here, the one that doesn't have X at all will be called fixed cost. And the one that has got this X here will now be called the variable cost, will be called the variable cost. That is the kind of interpretations that they wanted us to do. That is the kind of interpretation that they wanted us to do. And then look at Roman 4. So Roman 4, they want us to give them the coefficient of determination. So for us to get the coefficient of determination, we need to come and create an extra column here, which we shall call y squared. We need to create an extra column there that we shall call y squared. Y squared. So then I would want somebody to help me get these squares of y. Somebody please come and give me these squares of y. So come and give me these squares of y, the squares of y. So squares of y, like now 70, to get coefficient of determination, you can't get it without y squared, without y squared. So this gives me 70 squared. So is there somebody who can tell me 70 squared will be 4,900? 4,900. How about, I would want you to be very patient. I'm only left with 10 minutes to finish everything. So then 140 squared gives me what here? 140 squared. 140 squared, please. 140 squared, 19,600. I hope everybody is able to punch there. 140 squared is the same as 140 times 140. So I'm being given a figure of 19,600. 19,600. 19,600. How about 230 squared? Is 230 squared 52,900, the one being given to me by Rishpan? The 230 squared. The 230 squared. Someone else should be able to confirm this. Is it the same as 52,900? 230 squared. I'm waiting to be given. I'm waiting 52,900. Thank you very much. 52,900. And then we have 350 squared. 350 squared. How I wish everybody would give me these answers quite fast without fearing. So like 350 squared. 350 squared. We have Kevo giving me 122,500. Thank you so much. So this is 122,500. From there, we have 300 squared. I think these I'll be able to get. But there's no harm if I got this number from you. So I'm being told it's 9. It is 9,000,000. 90,000. 90,000. And then lastly, we have 570 squared. How about 570 squared? 324,900. So this gives me 324,900. And then we have 350 squared. 350 squared. 350 squared. I think I had it somewhere, 350. Nope. Nope. But we shall overcome. 122,500. It's here, yes. 122,500. 122,500. And then now lastly, it is 200 squared. 200 squared. That must be 4,000,000, like that. And then please go ahead and give me the summation of y squared. Because you are getting those y squared, so you could sum them. So you could sum them. You are getting those y squared so that you could sum them. So that you could sum them. So do we have some serious ninja of a student there that will be able to throw heavy kicks and give me the summation? I can see Rispa giving me the summation of y squared as 77,300. 77,300. Can somebody in this case here corroborate? Can somebody corroborate? Somebody different to corroborate and tell us whether they are able to get to what RISPA is giving us? Yes, Laura has confirmed. So now remember the easiest way of you getting coefficient of determination, coefficient of determination equals coefficient of correlation squared. Coefficient of determination equals coefficient of correlation squared equals coefficient of correlation squared equals coefficient of correlation squared. So anytime they ask you to give them coefficient of determination, always remember that this is a child of the correlation coefficient. You simply square the coefficient of correlation to get coefficient of who? Coefficient of determination, like that. Then remember, yesterday I told you that we have got two models of getting coefficient of correlation. We have what we call the ranks model, and then now we have what we call the Karl-Pearson's model. For quantitative variables, like now these are quantitative variables. So here we shall use the Karl-Pearson's model. We shall use the Karl-Pearson's model. The Karl-Pearson's model. So then how do I get the Karl-Pearson's model? The person who taught me this thing long time ago, over 25 years ago, of course that means that I can't be a generation Z. I can't be a generation Z. All right. The person who taught me this told me that for you to be able to remember these Karl-Pearson's, always start by remembering the formula of B. When you remember the formula of B, then the Karl-Pearson's correlation model will be very easy. To get B, we normally take n summations of x, y, minus sum of x, sum of y, all over n sum of x squared, into bracket here we have sum of x squared. That's the formula for getting B. That is the formula for getting B. To be able to get our R, this is normally what we do. The numerators will be the same. N summations of xy minus summation of x, summation of y, all over this. N summations of x squared minus summation of x squared times the same style, but now we replace with the y. The same style because you are correlating two. The same, but now you replace this with y. So it becomes n summations of y squared minus, instead of sum of x, it becomes sum of y squared, like that. And then, of course, you put either one square root or you put these under their respective square roots. I prefer putting them under their respective square roots, like that. I prefer putting them under their respective square roots. So this times an equivalent of this, but now replaced with y. And then each one of them under their own square roots. So that my area will be equal to, we're able to remember n. N was 8. If you're able to remember n, n was 8. N was 8. Times summation of xy, I deleted my summation of xy. We already obtained this summation of xy. If I remember very well, we had this summation of xy somewhere. Is there somebody who can remind Mwalimu what sum of xy was? Anybody who can remind Mwalimu the summation of xy? Anybody who can remind Mwalimu the summation of xy would really be happy. If I'm reminded, 16, summation of xy, not sum of x alone, not sum of y, summation of xy. Literally, just remember, summation of xy, this xy, it was a 16,980. I hope you are able to remember that. Minus now summation of x times summation of y. Summation of x I have here, it is 48. Times summation of y, I as well have that one as 2210. All over, we come to the denominator here. So denominator here, we start with the square root of n is 8 times summation over x squared. Summation of x squared, we also gotten this one here. Summation of x squared. Is there any ninja that can remember the figure that we had for summation of x squared? Do we have any ninja that can remember the summation of x squared? I'm being told it was 372. I'm waiting for someone else to remind us. I'm waiting for someone else to remind us. summation of x squared. Thank you very much, Laura has been able to remind me. So 372. Don't square again because that figure comes square. Minus summation of x is this one. Summation of x is this one, which is 48. But now this has to be squared. Times. Take another square root. Take another square root. Take another square root there. Times. Take another square root there. Take another square root there. So this other square root, we have, ladies and gentlemen, n which is 8 times summation of y squared. Summation of y squared, you guys gave me like a big number. Was it 777? 777, 300. For summation of this y squared, you guys gave me this number. You guys gave me this number. Are you able to remember this number, 777, 300? Are you able to remember this number, 777, 300? Yes. Minus summation of y that I have here, 2210. Now you square this. It may look big, but trust you me, it's useless. It may look very big, but trust you me, it is very useless. It's a very simple thing. It's a very, pretty simple, very, very simple thing. It's a very, very simple thing. Very simple thing. Very simple thing. So then my R will be equal to what? So is there somebody who is able to remind me the numerator? First of all, you start with the numerator. You say 8 times this minus this times 210. Give me the numerator value. Give me the numerator value first. We start with numerator. We start with the numerator. Let's start with the numerator first. All of us. Is there anybody who is getting this numerator according to Gitari? So we take here 8 times 980 minus 48 times 2210. Please give me this figure, all of you. Everyone has to give me this figure. And please don't forget to support RCM College for your CPA CIFA studies. We are the best in East Africa, the #1 college in East Africa. Our number is 0719 525,000. Our number is 0719 525,000. So they have confirmed that the numerator is 29. The numerator here is 29,760. 29,760 divided by, is there somebody who is able to give me what we have under the square root here? Anybody who can give me what we have under the square root? 8 times 372 minus 48 squared. Just that. 8 times 372 minus 48 squared. Please give me that figure, just that. 8 times 372 minus 48 squared. Don't take the square root. I just want you to say 8 times 372 minus 48 squared. So according to RISPA, very aggressive, she's getting 672. 672. Is there somebody else who is able to confirm that 672? Kevo has confirmed. Thank you, Kevo. So then come here. Here now we have 8 times 777, 300 minus 2210 squared. Somebody, some good ninja, give me this answer. Give me this answer. Some good ninja, give me this answer. 8 times 777, 300 minus 2210 squared. 1334, 300. 1334, 300. So in your calculator, to get this I, you'll come and say 29,760 divided by, you open bracket here to take care of it, you know? Because there are two terms. You must always open brackets. So you say 29,760 divided by, open bracket. So we have here, you say square root of 672 times square root of 13, 3, 4, 3, and then you close bracket, and then you tell me equals. What figure will you get? So in your calculator, I want you to do it with one stroke. But remember to put the denominator matrix into their brackets. Denominator matrix must be put into their brackets. So what are we getting here, ladies and gentlemen? What are we getting, ladies and gentlemen, here as our R? So according to RISPA, she's getting R of 0.99. She's getting R of 0.99. Is there someone else who can confirm that figure? Anyone else who can confirm that figure of R 0.99? Thank you very much, Cindy. Thank you very much. But now don't forget that we wanted to get what we call coefficient. They wanted us to give them the coefficient of determination. The coefficient of determination which is r squared like that. So this one here will be 0.99, whatever you have there, you square. Whatever you have there, you square. Whatever you have there, you square. Yeah, I always prefer 4 decimal places, but even this one, because you're finishing, you're just good to go. So 0.99 squared, which will end up giving us 0.8 something, isn't it? Or 0.9 something. That is the coefficient of determination. You take r, you square. You take r, you square. How much do we have there? You take r, you square. How much do we have there? Anybody who is able to square the number that you have there? The number that you have there. So they can just make one comment, and then that becomes the end. That becomes the end. That becomes the end. So according to Joyce, the final answer is supposed to be 0.9801. How about the other ninjas? How about the other ninjas? What are the other ninjas able to get? So 0.98, thereabout, isn't it? So you square, this is 0.98, top of 0.98, which is the same as 98%. So how do you interpret this? It means that 98%, coefficient of determination gives us the explained variance, what the model is able to explain. So it means that 98% of the repair cost is explained by the age, explained by the age of the vehicle. And then now we have the other 2%, which is unexplained, is caused by other factors, which you may not be able to know. Maybe recklessness in terms of driving. So 98% is explained variance by the model. Then the other rest of the percentage is unexplained variance. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure hosting you over lunch hour. I'm so delighted to see that today you have turned quite a big number. And most importantly, is that today we have engaged. We have engaged. So it's my wish that you guys have also learned something. I'm hoping that you're not going home empty-handed. You're going home empty-handed, but you've been able to get something out of our discussion, something out of our discussion. Great. So then, of course, you will be able to continue preaching the gospel of what here RCM. Don't forget our number is 0719 525,000 for any inquiry. 0719 525,000. So thank you so much. Have a great afternoon. Yeah, I'll try to teach you guys, like, say, how many times a week, like 2 times a week. But of course, for the students who are registered with us, this link, of course, moving forward, we shall be sending this link to the paid group. So you need to, like now after this, I'm only left with actually 2 areas. We have what we call the tied rankings under the Spearman's rank. Tied, when you have 2 people tying up, like 3 students tying up in position 4. How do you handle the concept of tied ranking? And then number 2, we have the issue of standard errors, the T ratios, and then now we complete this entire topic and you'll be good to go. There is no way, you see, for example, you'll go and get an examiner asking you like they did in August 2023. In August 2023, very few students were able to calculate the T ratio and the 95% confidence interval of the independent variables x1, x2, x3. Determine the regressor, which gives the strongest evidence of being statistically discernible. So that's why you guys will need to be in the RCMs, paid up groups, for me to be able to do what here to support you even better because of course, also when you pay us fees to support our business. Otherwise, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to now meeting you guys. Next week, we should be having 2 lunch hour sessions per week. So next week, which day is very good for you? I think Tuesday. Tuesday is very good. So next week on Tuesday at exactly 1 p.m. Bye. I will be able to send the videos in the paid group. There are only 2 videos that I've done. I send them today. I send them today. Otherwise, thank you so much. Then see you on Tuesday.